on the island of Crete, to the south of Greece and Asia Minor, between the Aegean and Mediterranean Sea, grew one of Europe's most ancient Bronze Age civilizations. In 1900 AD, this civilization was uncovered when British archaeologist Sir Arthur Evans started an excavation on Crete. Over years of digging, this excavation revealed the palace of Concise. This palace, dating from around 2000 BC, was one of several from that time, with others being located at Phaistos, Carnia, and Malea. Evans named the civilization uncovered during his excavation the Minoans, after the mythical Cretan king Minos. In myth, King Minos was the offspring of the god Zeus and a Phoenician princess named Europa. Minos went on to create a powerful kingdom on the island of Crete, building a fearsome navy to subjugate Athens. From Athens, King Minos demanded 14 young Athenians to be sent each year or every 9 years as tribute to the island of Crete, as sacrificial offerings to a Minotaur, a half-bull, half-man, who prowled the sprawling passages of a labyrinth on Crete. Ties of the civilization to the legend of the Minotaur are evident in products of Minoan sculptors on Crete, with many bulls in Minoan culture symbolizing potency, strength, and fertility. Minoan palaces, such as that excavated at Concise, do not appear to be merely pompous projections of royal power. Instead, they acted as local trading and administrative centers, exerting control over a hinterland comprised of small towns, farms, and villages, for which they were religious and judicial centers, in addition to being used as storehouses for wine, oil, precious metals, and ceramics. Large clay storage jars, known as pythoi, were used for storing liquids and grain. These pythoi were held in underground storage rooms, as their vast weight when full was likely too heavy for upper floors. The palace at Concise was the largest, equivalent to the size of a small medieval monastery. These palaces were elaborate, stone-built, multi-story compounds featuring porticos, colonnades, stairways, processional ramps, courtyards, and ceilings supported by wooden columns. Under these buildings, sewerage systems dealt with refuse, draining away waste material. There is little evidence of fortifications at these palaces, indicating that the various Minoan communities based around these palaces possibly coexisted relatively peacefully, although finds of armor and weapons used by the Minoans does suggest that peace was not always maintained. These artifacts of war include finned helmets and daggers, which appear to have been produced domestically on Crete. Other finds, such as double-edged axes, were primarily used as items of religious devotion by priestesses, not necessarily for war. The palaces acted as centers for religious worship, and remains of Minoan wall paintings, art, and architecture depict a world where a voluptuous mother goddess, who brandishes a snake in each hand, is worshipped, while at the same time, a youthful, spear-carrying male god is also worshipped. Religious rituals included processions, libations, feasts, and sporting events, notably acrobatic bull vaulting, which is depicted on frescoes on palace walls. Minoan frescoes are full of dynamic movement and life, evoking rituals or scenes from nature, such as leaping dolphins, in striking colors, using pigments that include indigo, saffron, and iron ore. Pottery is decorated with naturalistic flowers, plants, flying fish, and sinuous octopuses with writhing tentacles. The Minoans made great advancements in metalworking, in particular gold and bronze, ivory carving, exquisite filigree jewelry, and pottery. The Minoans developed their own writing script, Linear A. Linear A dates from around 2500 to around 1400 BC. But, unfortunately, it remains undeciphered. The Palace of Concise uniquely also used Linear B script, which appeared in the later Mycenaean palaces on mainland Greece, encoding the earliest form of the Greek language. The Concise tablets show that the script was used foremost as an economic and administrative tool, recording the palace's economic assets, which included sheep and wool, and orchards in which olives, figs, and grapes were cultivated. Much of these goods were stored within the palace compound, from which they were likely redistributed to the hinterland from which the palace governed. The Minoans were traders who transported their excess produce, such as oil, wine, and pottery, far away to areas in Mesopotamia, Egypt, Syria, Cyprus, Anatolia, and also to mainland Greece, which was just a short distance across the Aegean, in exchange for valuable commodities such as ivory from Egypt, copper from Cyprus, and tin from Asia Minor. This pervasive trade network supported a great variety of luxury goods on Crete. These luxury goods included terracotta, gemstones, fine bronzes, and intricately worked silver, gold, and faience-glazed pottery. The decline and fall of Minoan civilization from its height came because of the rise of the more dominant Mycenaean culture on the Greek mainland, which eventually permeated over the Aegean Sea to Crete. It is also speculated that Minoan civilization on Crete was devastated by natural events, such as earthquakes or a volcanic eruption on the neighbouring island of Thera, also known as Santorini, in the 16th century BC, and the consequent tsunami this caused. This tsunami, which struck the Minoans, has often been cited as a possible origin for the story of Atlantis, as well as the biblical story of the flood inflicted on the world in the Bible's Old Testament. It is likely that it was in fact a combination of various factors, including natural disasters, of which the tsunami was one, and invasion from the mainland, that dealt Cretan Minoan civilization its final blow. Most Minoan sites were effectively abandoned by the 12th century BC, bringing the Minoan civilization to an end.